Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of a Better Mindset podcast. My name is Hajar and I'm so happy to have you here again. So without further ado, let's dive straight into our topic. Okay, listen. The best way to deal with certain people is just to ignore them, trust me. And I'm not talking about ignoring random people. I mean the ones you're obligated to see at work, in your family, whatever. The ones you can just cut off instantly. But you can make them invisible, right? Because some people, they feed off your reactions. The more you engage, the more they push. But the second you stop reacting, they lose all power. Let me tell you something that happened with me at work, okay? I was a manager. And when you're a strict manager, most people don't like it because people just want to chill, like they don't like being told what to do. Now, I had this coworker, okay? They're older than me, but acting like a child. Always talking behind my back, always trying to set up nonsense, but never bold enough to say anything to my face. And honestly, at first, I let it slide, like out of respect. First time, I ignored it. Second time, I did the same thing. Third time, I was like, you know what? Go out. Because at that point it wasn't even about work anymore, it was about basic respect, and if someone really needs their job, they won't risk losing it over nonsense. Like, that's just fact. And guess what? The moment they saw I wasn't reacting, they got louder. They were dying for a reaction, and when they couldn't get a one, that's when the fake apology starts. Oh, I didn't mean like that. Oh, I was just joking. Oh, you didn't understand me. I don't care. You had your chances. That's it. That's how people work. Like, they test you, and if they see that like you react every time, they keep pushing. But when you start ignoring them, that's when they panic. It's like this. Imagine someone is throwing a ball at you. If you keep catching it and throwing it back, they will keep playing. But the moment you drop the ball and walk away, they're stuck looking stupid, standing there with no game to play, That's how ignoring people works. They need your reaction to stay relevant. Once you take that away, they lose. And this applies to everyone. Like a toxic coworker, ignore them, do your job, and let them destroy themselves. If you have power, put them in front of the door. Family member always trying to bring drama, smile, keep it short, and walk away. They will realize real quick that they are going with themselves, And listen, ignoring people doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're too strong to be bothered. You got what I mean? Like, some people will never change, no matter how much you argue, no matter how much you explain. And like, so why you waste your breath? Like, first time, ignore it. Second time, do the same thing. Third time, they're out. Because at the end of the day, you don't owe anyone your energy. And when you stop feeding people attention, that's when they starve. And trust me, watching them starve, that's the best part. And you know what's funny? Like, when you start ignoring people, they don't know what to do with themselves. Like, at first, they will pretend like they don't care. But deep down, it eats them alive. They start overthinking. Why aren't they reacting? Are they planning to do something? Like, what's wrong with them? Like, because they get so uncomfortable, Because they used to people fighting back, explaining, proving a point. But when you don't give them that, they spiral. It's actually hilarious to watch. You ever seen someone try so hard to get a reaction that they start looking desperate? Like, they will repeat themselves, get louder, even try to force situations just to get your attention. And when they finally realize that you're not playing the game, that's when they back off. Because at the end of the day, people only push as far as you let them. Now let's talk about family, because sometimes the most toxic people in your life are the ones you're related to, and you can just block them, like you will do with a friend, but you can distance yourself. So respect is respect. I don't care who you are. If you can't act right, you get ignored just like anyone else. And here's the thing, ignoring doesn't mean you're bitter. It means you're choosing peace. It means you value your time too much to waste it on the nonsense. You ever notice how the most successful, like happy people don't waste their energy on drama? Like, they don't have time for it. We have this cup of water right here. Okay? Imagine you're holding that cup of water, and every time you argue, you explain, you're proving a point or whatever to someone who doesn't want to listen, you're putting out a little bit of that water. At the end of the day, if you keep entertaining nonsense, your cup is empty. But when you ignore people, you keep your energy, you stay in control, and they're the ones left thirsty, you know? So remember this: the loudest person in the room are usually the weakest. The one who stays quiet, that's the one in control. Once you start ignoring people, they will flip the whole script on you. Like, as I told you, like, first they'll act like they don't care. Oh, whatever, I don't need them anyway, blah, 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 just blah blah, you know? Like nothing, just blah blah. Then when they realize you're serious, they start trying to get a reaction. And when that doesn't work, that's when they play the victim. Like, suddenly, you're the bad guy. Why are you acting like this? Why are you being so cold? I said I was sorry. They're not sorry. They're just mad that ignoring them worked. And this is where most people mess up. Because the moment they start feeling guilty, they start explaining, making excuses, trying to smooth things over, but don't. If someone disrespected you, talked behind your back, or tried to bring you down, and the only reason they're suddenly nice now because you ignore them, that's not an apology. That's manipulation. And trust me, if you let them back in, they will do it again. This is exactly what happened with me with that coworker that I told you about. After I put them in their place, they start acting different. Suddenly it was, oh, I didn't mean it, it was just a misunderstanding, blah 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 blah. No, you meant every word when you were talking behind my back. You meant it when you thought I wouldn't find out. But when you realize I wasn't giving you my energy anymore, now you wanna backtrack? Too late. Too late, my love. People know exactly what they're doing. They know when they're being disrespectful. They know when they're pushing your buttons. So if they're suddenly all nice only after you ignore them, that's not regret, that's panic. And if you ever doubt it, just ask yourself one question: will they have apologized like if you never ignored them? Exactly. And this applies to everyone. Like that family member, that toxic family member, they only change when they realize that they don't have power over you anymore. And that disrespectful coworker, they only switch up when they see that like you're embothered, you know? And that fake friend, they only come back when they notice you've moved on. So ignoring people forces them to deal with themselves. You got what I mean? Like, it makes them uncomfortable, and that's the point. At the end of the day, the people who truly love you, like the people who truly respect you, won't put you in position where you have to ignore them. And the ones who don't, they will fade away on their own. That's the art of ignoring people. Let's make one thing clear, okay? This doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. If someone really like crosses the line with you, you check them once. And that's it. You don't go back and forth, you don't argue, you don't explain. Because the moment you start explaining yourself to someone who already knows they're wrong, you've lost, my love. You've lost. Ignoring people is the best way to test their true intentions. Like, you wanna know who's really for you? Go silent. Stop reaching out, stop explaining yourself, stop giving them reactions. Just fall back and watch. Some people, like, they won't even notice you're gone, and that tells you everything. Like, you were never that important for them in the first place. But others, like, maybe some of them, they will start acting different. Not because they miss you, but because they miss the role you played in their life. Maybe you were the one who supported them, or the one who hyping them up, or always being there for them. I don't know. Like, the moment you pull back, you see who was real and who was just using you for what you gave them. And the worst ones, they will start acting up. They will throw their comments, spread lies, try to get under your skin, just to see if they can still get a reaction out of you. And that's when you know those people will never real to begin with. Because real people, they don't switch up just because you took a step back. You ever been in a situation like with someone who was just trying to start something? Like, trying to get a reaction, trying to drag you on drama, and instead of arguing, you just walk away? It's the most powerful move that you can make, because silence, that is different. People expect you to argue, they expect you to fight back. They want that back and forth because it fits their ego. But when you walk away, when you just like stop responding, they have to sit with their own energy, and most people can't handle that. That's why they will try harder, get louder, act crazier, all just to see if you will react. But when you don't, that's when you realize how much control you actually have. So walking away doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're in control. So why ignoring people feels so good? You ever just ignore someone and you feel that deep peaceful satisfaction. Like you don't even have to do anything. You just sit back and watch them lose with their mind trying to get your attention. That's because removing your energy is the biggest punishment you can give someone. Like when you argue, when you fight, when you try to prove a point, you're still giving them that energy, you know, and that's exactly what they want. But when you ignore them, you take all that away. No reaction, no explanation, just silence. And that's what gets them the most. So people think like they can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and you will still, like, you will always respond. But when you don't, that's when like they realize that they have no power over you, and that's a different level of peace. Let me tell you when to ignore and when to cut off. Now, ignoring people is powerful, but not everyone deserves a second chance. Some people, they just need to be checked. Like they need to see that you're not someone they can play with. You ignore them and they adjust, they realize they messed up and they try to fix their behavior. But some people, they gotta go. You understand what I mean? So if someone constantly crosses the lines, like disrespects you and thinks they can get away with it, that's when you cut them off completely. Like no warning, no conversation, no explanation, just done. Because some people only start respecting you if they realize that they lost access to you. You get what I mean? But by then, it's too late. People like to think they have power over you, you know that? Like they want to control how you feel, how you act, how you react. But when you ignore them, you flip the script. Now they are the ones thinking about you. Now they are the ones wondering what's going on in your life, in your head. Now they are stuck in their own little mind game. And the funniest part, you don't even care. We don't care. You're just living your life and they're out there overthinking, stressing, like making up scenarios just because you didn't give them that attention. That's power, you know? You ever notice how some people like only treat you right when they lose you or when you cut them off? Like when you were around, they took you for granted. They disrespected you, they played games, but the moment you ignore them, suddenly they miss you. Suddenly they realize your value. That's not real. That's just them realizing they lost access to you, and that's not your problem. Because respect, like, it should be given from the start, not just when they feel like they're losing you. If you're always available, if you're always responding, if you're always engaging, people don't have to change. They can do whatever they want, like say whatever they want, and they know you will always be there. But when you start ignoring them, now they have to force themselves. Now they have to actually think, why did that person stop talking to me? Why they don't care anymore? And for some people, that's the only way they will ever change, like, trust me. Because they're not gonna fix their behavior when they're comfortable. They only fix it when they realize that you're gone. Let's be real. If someone has a problem with you, like, they would come to you directly. That's what strong people do. That's what I do. If I don't like something, I'll say it to your face directly. And that's it. But you couldn't do that. You had to go whisper, gossip, spread lies, run to other people. Because deep down, you knew you weren't worth my time. And that's what makes it so funny, you know? You're not important to me, but somehow I'm the most important thing on your mind. That's why you talk, that's why you run around trying to get people on your side, because I already ignored you and you're desperate for attention. But guess what? That's your problem, not mine. I don't chase people, I don't argue, I don't go back and forth. You either respect me or you disappear. And if you weren't brave enough to say it to my face, then you were never worth my response in the first place. If you need my attention to feel relevant, that's not my problem. Have you ever noticed how some people just need your attention? Like the moment you stop talking to them, they start doing the most. Suddenly, they're throwing shade. Suddenly, they're acting out. Suddenly, they're doing everything they can do to force a reaction. Because without your attention, they feel like nothing. I'm not here to make you feel important. You either add value to my life or you don't exist in it. Simple. Like, disrespect me once and you will never get the chance again. People love to test limits. Like, they think they can push a letter across a small line and see if you will let it slide. I don't play like that. Disrespect me once, you're done. I don't care if it was a joke. I don't care if you didn't mean it. I don't care if you try to apologize later. I don't care. Because if you respected me, like if you truly respected me, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. And the funniest part, like the moment you cut someone off, that's when they start acting right. Oh, now they understand respect? Now they want to fix things? Now they want to act different? I don't teach people how to treat me. Like, I don't beg for basic respect, for basic decency. I don't waste my time on people who had the chance and blew it. You don't get unlimited tries with me. Like, one mistake, up, I'm gone. You can talk about me all you want, but you can't sit with me. I know for a fact that people talk. And you think that bothers me? Please. Talk all you want. Just remember, you're doing it from the outside. Because I don't sit with people like you. I don't entertain people who beneath me. You're over there wasting breath and I'm over here thriving. You're over there talking and I'm over here winning. And deep down, that's what really bothering you. Because you could have access to me. You could have been in my circle. You could have been respected. But you messed up. And now, you're nothing but a background noise for me. You want to test me? Try it once. I dare you, like I dare you. Some people don't believe you when you say you don't tolerate disrespect. They think you're like everyone else, that you will give chance after chance, that you will let things slide. So they test you. They poke, they push, they try to see how far they can go with you until you shut them down. And that's when the whole game changes. That's when they realize that you are not the one to play with. Like, that's when they see that you weren't bluffing, you know? Because when I say I don't tolerate something, I mean it. There is no do-overs. There is no I'll be better next time. There's no next time. There's no next time. You had your shot and you blew it. The best way to see someone's intentions, like true intentions, ignore them. Like, when you stop reacting, when you stop giving people your time and attention, you will see who's truly worth your energy. I'm not talking about ghosting or being petty, but you know how, like, when someone is always demanding your attention and your time, and the minute you stop responding, they start getting frustrated? That's when you see who really values you. When people show you who they are, believe them and walk away. I don't care who they are, family, friends, co-worker, whoever. If they can't respect you, then leave them where they stand. Stop trying to make excuses for people who just don't get it. Trust me, walking away from toxic people or energy feels so much better than trying to fix something that's broken. When you walk away, you're showing them that their behavior isn't something like you will tolerate. And honestly, that's the best lesson they can learn. So you want to teach people how to treat you? Leave and let them feel your absence. Here is something no one tells you. Ignoring people feels amazing because it's you taking your power back. You've been giving too much energy to people who don't deserve it. And when you start ignoring them, it's like stepping into your own power. They're so used to having you react that when you stop, you're taking control of your life or of the situation. It's no longer about them, it's about you. Just think about it. When you give someone your attention and they don't value it, it's like you're lowering your standards. But when you start ignoring them, it's like raising your standards. You start saying to the universe, I'm not available for the nonsense. You have to know when to ignore and when to cut ties completely. Ignoring someone is a test, but cutting them off is the results. Ignoring them is about showing you're not desperate for their approval, for their attention, for their energy. It's about pulling back and letting them fill the gap without you. This is when you're testing the waters, saying who values you and who doesn't. But when you've given them a fair chances and still don't respect you, then cut them off. Like, don't waste time on people who continuously disrespect you. They're not worth your energy. Think of it like this. You don't need to prove a point to anyone. Either they get it or they don't, or they leave. One of the best things that you can do is create distance without explanation. The minute you start explaining yourself, you're giving them power over you. They don't need to know why you're pulling back. Like, just do it. If they're confused, that's on them, not on you. If they can't respect your space, that's on them, not on you. And don't let people guilt trip you for choosing yourself. When I had those co-workers, it was clear they weren't respecting the boundaries I had set. So I didn't sit there explaining why I was ignoring them. I just stopped responding. And when they start running to others to talk about me, that was their way of begging for attention. The only attention that I gave them is putting them in front of the door. Know your worth. Please know your worth. Like, don't let people talk behind your back and they try to act like everything is fine in your face. If someone is bold enough to talk behind your back, it means they already know you've distanced yourself emotionally. If they don't have the courage to come to you directly, they're already irrelevant. They want to act like they care but don't have the guts to face you. And that's when you know they're not worth your time. Ignore them. They're not brave enough to come to you, and that's your cue. If they don't respect you enough to say things to your face, they're not worth your energy. They're not important. Have you ever noticed how, like, when you stop reacting, people get desperate for your attention? It's almost like they're waiting for you to make a move. But you're smarter than that. Let them figure it out. You don't have to prove anything by engaging in their drama. Your silence is the loudest response you can give. And believe me, they will get it. So ignore them. Test their loyalty and test their respect. and walk away when you know it's time. You don't owe anyone anything. People will always try to test your boundaries, but when you learn to ignore them, you get to dictate the terms of how you're treated. It's all about you, your time, and your peace. So, stop letting people play games. Don't waste your energy, because your energy is too valuable for that. At the end of the day, just ignore them. No reaction, no explanation, nothing. Because if they were that important, they wouldn't be in a position to be ignored in the first place. Life moves on, so do you.